Hey guys, welcome back to Elden Ring. So from here, you can see we're kind of at that bonfire by the lake, or the grace by the lake. This is where the samurai dude hangs out if you talk to him before the main fight. But just going to run over here to these ruins real quick. And this is going to kind of be a shorter little episode here. We're going to clear these ruins. Inside this first area you can jump into. You have to use the horse to jump in here, but you get the twin blade in here. I'll just run through this real quick. See me go down here to the stairs. You get the twin blade. It's a good dex weapon. Not really good for strength users. But if you're running a quality build or a dex build, it's going to be kind of a good go-to. You can see there. If you want to pause that and look at the stats of it, I don't equip it. From here, you're going to clear out the rest of these ruins, but not going to venture too far into the lake. Let's see here. Yeah. So these ruins are like hollows. I think they're hollows in this. I don't... Tarnished, maybe? But I thought that was just like a general term. I don't know. Anyway, there's a couple dogs here, too. You can see I whiffed that attack. There's like 2 dogs right behind me there. And I'm just trying to, like... not die here, but honestly. These dogs aren't as bad as the Bloodborne dogs, though. The Bloodborne dogs are horrible. I would say the Dark Souls 3 dogs are pretty bad, but FromSoft dog ranking, Bloodborne dogs, absolute worst. I'm basically just going to go through and clear these ruins out. There's not a whole lot here, but there is a... It's not really a secret. It's kind of a trap that we're going to activate. But it's going to set us up for a pretty decent area that we might go back to here shortly. So yeah, just kind of killing these guys. It's honestly pretty redundant. You don't have to kill these guys. They're kind of harmless. They're just the basic hollows. I don't think there's any soldiers here. I just think it's like 10 or 12 of these guys. They don't really drop anything good. I think I just cleared it to just clear it. But there's some Trina lilies here. Grab those. And then I think that's about it here. Oh, there's a golden rune, but that might have been a drop from an enemy. Some butterflies. More butterflies. And then just down into the pit. And I was debating here whether I wanted to do this or not. Eventually I just said screw it and went down there. The problem with this is it takes you to a high leveled area. And also, be careful with the rats. It's a good thing here because I've been down here before and had the rats swarm me. And they can kill you pretty easy. I think they inflict bleed, if I'm not mistaken. I think they inflict bleed, but it's like it's a low bleed, but if you're still not paying attention, it can get you. This first area got me when I first played the game. I was like, oh sweet, a treasure chest. Yeah. And I opened it up and it was like smoke. I was like, oh shit. And then when the smoke clears, of course, you're in the crystal mines. So this area is kind of tough. I wouldn't recommend necessarily doing it right now. I just wanted to get the... honestly, I just wanted to get the waypoint here because we are going to come back here. There's a boss here, and there's some good items to grab out of here. But basically, come here and then sprint the hell out of here. Because those things they can spam that attack. It's like a crystal glintstone spell attack thing. They'll spam it and kill your ass pretty quick. The grace here won't let you transport out. In fact, until you find a separate grace outside, you can't leave this area by teleportation. So like I was gonna like, oh yeah, I'll just sit here, and I was like, all right, well, I can't leave from here, so I got to go outside and find a grace. And see, that's where we ended up in the map. Not as far as you would think, but still a pretty decent ways from the church. And I tried to teleport there and couldn't. Here, this area kind of sucks. So there's that huge wall area there to the left. We'll be going there in a minute. There's this area to the right, which is where we're going to go now. Then that's a swamp area. So every Soulsborne game has the swamp area. This is swamp area. I'm going to attack these guys. I think I get a helmet from killing these guys. They hit pretty hard, and they're pretty quick with the spears. So definitely horseback them, especially if you're low level like we are. Yeah, see, about an eighth of my health. Yeah, 2 hits took me down to about half. So it's not too bad, but it's not great either. Killing them got me, yeah, the helmet. Those guys there will spit poison clouds at you. They're kind of dicks. Not really worth killing because they don't really give you a whole lot. There's a small break. Where is it? It's coming up, but I go there next. So officially crossing the Kaled now from Limgrave. Yay. I mean, we'll be in and out of this area a few more times in this episode, honestly. But this way, you come here and go through. The little balls here will explode. Those guys will turn this place into an IED ambush, essentially the whole way down. They hide in the bushes and shit. You see them flaring up there. So as you pass through, if you're walking, you're gonna get blown up. Just keep that in mind. Here is just this like ball thing. I don't know. And then you get some somber smithing stones, and just a bunch of like crystal fireflies and shit like that. Or what are they? Glintstone fireflies. They're used for crafting. I thought there was a path through here, but there's not. So basically all I do is I go through and I kill the little thing, but we don't need to see that, and I'll skip it. So this is on the way out. Beat that thing. I didn't get much from it, honestly. I don't even think it dropped anything. I jump up here, and then there's more IEDs here, so get the hell out of there real quick. They drop, I think, rune fragments? Yeah. So you can goad these guys into killing themselves. You get the runes from it and a rune fragment. This area to the right that we're going to is like, I don't know, it's like you get the swamp. Welcome to the swamp. Here in the swamp, it sucks. I hate the swamp levels. Every Dark Souls game has them. Bloodborne had a swamp level. I'm fairly certain Bloodborne had a swamp level. I don't know about Sekiro, but I know every Dark Souls game has them. It's kind of like a FromSoft staple at this point. But the Street of Sage Ruins is what this place is called. We're going to go down into a pit here to get... Here, I think you get, you get a spell here. But you got to go quick because these guys will follow you. And they can kill you if you're not paying attention. Yeah, you get Rock Sling, which is a fairly good summon. I thought that was an invisible wall, but it is not. Despite my many attempts to break that wall, it remains strong in the face of violence. Alright, so unfortunately, these douches followed me down here. See? And they hit pretty hard. That was about a third of my health in one shot. And they inflict poison. And then they cast this shit, which also gives them poison. So, took them down one at a time, goaded them down here, and then just proceeded to beat them. And we'll get back up top after the fight. Alright, so back up top here, you can see I am poisoned, and I don't have anything to take the poison out, so that kind of sucks. But keep an eye on your health, and we're just going to run over this way. And there's one more item I want to grab here. Not going to help me at all on my playthrough, but I like to do mage runs, and this is kind of the staff that I grab at the beginning of the game when I do mage runs, the meteorite staff. It boosts your sorceries up, I believe. But also, you need to be careful, because to the right over there, there's an NPC summon that will appear, and if you die, you end up back in the Crystal Caves, having to restart the whole process over again. So I go back to the very beginning of where we were at to avoid having to fight that dude, because there's also a grace over there, but you can't access the grace until you kill the NPC summon, and the NPC summon is kind of a dick. So we need to find another place, essentially. We need to find something else. I think I kill this guy. I don't think I get anything from him, other than like my stuff refilled. There's another one up here that we will kill, that you get a poison ash of war from. Yeah. Yeah, I just got my stuff refilled, which is fine because we were running out of potions because of the damn... The poison moves slow. There's a Steak America there too, just in case we did happen to die, you could probably get someone back at the stake. But right over there in that little like clusters of the right is where the NPC summon is. If you want to go fight him, you know, have fun. Coming up, this is going to take a while. I'm going to skip the entirety of it, so you can see how much damage we did there. Not really worth it. But there's an NPC summon, or no, sorry, not an NPC summons. There is a, you see the little path there? That is a invisible little dung beetle guy. And he gives you a poison sugar. So after I spent a very long time getting him, we'll link back up. And you can see right there, poison, whatever, arrow thingy mabobs. Not going to use it, doesn't really matter. Now I need to find a set of grace, right? Can't leave here until we find one. And I don't want to die here and just get stuck in this repeating cycle. But from past playthroughs, I know that these runes are filled with invisible sorcerers. And those invisible sorcerers are assholes. They cast a lot of spells, and they do a lot of damage. This is where we came from. I definitely don't want to go back in there right now. Right's no good, so it's got to be the left. So we got to deal with the sorcerers, right? So we're going to go through this town. It's abandoned, mostly. It's also kind of... There's a lot here that we're not going to get. I'm going to pick up a few things, but this is Celia, the town of sorcery, as you can see by the name on the screen there. We're just going to kind of run through it. And I don't know where to go, because I haven't really spent a lot of time here. I'm going to grab this golden seed, and then try to... I'm going to kind of panic, and then just kind of like jump on this tree, and go across the rooftops a little bit, like screw it. And then hop down, because I missed my jump. And then you saw that guy on the right. They're going to start appearing here now, and as you get close to them, they become visible, and they start casting spells, and their spells hurt, and they cast a lot of them in quick succession. I moved behind that building to break contact. Saw a glowy thing on that roof. Figured the hell with it. I don't know where we are, so we'll hop down here. And it's some sort of poison bloom, which I was like, great, cool, thanks. Again, to the right is where that NPC summons is, and we want to avoid that area. So I'm kind of trying to skirt as far left as I can to get into these trees and avoid everything behind us. Then I run into like a nest of these guys, and I'm just nope out of here real quick. Welcome back to the swamp, but on the other side. Another somber smithing stone, and some sort of butterfly. Come up here, and I'm like, okay, so we're getting out of the swamp now. I know kind of where we are. We're back on the western side of Caelid here. Or the eastern side of Caelid. I don't know. We're in Caelid somewhere. There's a dude practicing yoga up there. Not going to bother him. Large ominous structure. Definitely not going to bother that. Then I see that guy straight ahead. The little bird guy. Definitely don't want to deal with that guy. So I'm like, okay, there's got to be grace around here somewhere. I remember this area. I just got to figure out how to get there, right? Like, I can do this. Super easy. Got to be one here somewhere. Go to the edge of this. It's a cliff. Okay. Can't go that way. Over there. See a bridge. Leads to a castle. Very curious about that. Never been over there. Also, no grace that I can see there. So, shit. I got to go past the bird guy, right? Start heading this way. Okay, well, I remember from playing before that there's a grace in the trees here somewhere. So I gotta follow the road for a little bit and try to figure out where I am and how I can get to that grace. So I follow the road, and the road eventually skirts that bird and leads me to here. And I'm like, okay, so I know somewhere in here there's a grace. It's somewhere here. It's close by. I just gotta find the damn thing. You see, stop, look around, because I know I don't want to go the wrong way, because I'll activate something's aggro, and everything here can pretty much one-shot me. I'm like, alright, there's a camp over here. Let's go check this out. Grab some crab eggs. That's weird. Like, why are there crab eggs here? There must be a giant crab nearby. Nothing here. Okay. There's got to be a grace around here somewhere, right? There's got to be. So I'm like running through this stuff, and then all of a sudden I start getting poisoned. So I haul ass out of there. Don't know what's poisoning me, but I don't want any part of it, right? So now I'm like, okay. Got to figure out where I am. So just follow the road for a little bit, maybe come across something. The roads usually lead to grace. Then there's a friggin' dragon right there. Nope. Straight up nope. Followed the road long enough, found a dragon. That was kind of the end. I remember there was a grace on the other side of a gully that you can like jump over. So I'm looking for that gully, and I see this church. I'm like, there's got to be a grace inside the church, right? Like, tell me how this thing works. Hop in here, and boom, Cathedral of Dragon Communion. Also, there's a grace right there. So, if you remember, in I think it was the first episode or the second episode, we found the Church of Dragon Communion on that little island, and it said head to the east. There's a big church there for the dragon. This is it. I kind of poke around a little bit here, don't really find anything, and then I'm just like, all right, I got to get the hell out of here, and I dip out. So after a whole bunch of adventures that I'm not going to show you guys because it involves me dying a whole lot to various things, where I got curious and was like, oh, let's see what's over here. All in all, it was like 20 minutes worth of adventures that just got kind of cut short a whole lot. But we're going to head to the Weeping Peninsula now. This is where I decided to go. I'm trying to figure out some content. I was kind of frustrated at that point, so I just kind of smacked that dude as I rode by. Get up to the bridge here and remember that there's a ballista that fires at us. So moved immediately to the left and then kind of darted to draw it out. And the only thing that's really of note over here is the smithing stone and the stone sword key. There is a grace to the right, which I stopped at. Other than that, not a whole lot here. We're going to talk to this chick, Irina, over here off to the side. I think that's her name. Irina. Anyway, we're going to talk to her. She's going to set us on a quest to go deliver a letter to her father, which will be something that I'm going to try to do. This is her. Okay, so all I did was continue down that road after I was done talking to her, found a site of grace. Now we're going to go, and there's a couple things that I do here. One major thing is a boss fight, and then the other is this, like, item. It's not really a hidden item. So if you come up here and you jump up onto this little platform there and then hop over that, you can come right into this little area, get a warming stone. And then the real reason that I came up here was the giant turtle shell. It's a strength-based shield. So like I said, it's not a hidden item, but it's definitely out of the way. Pretty cool shield. It's essentially a giant turtle shell. So you can pretend to be a Ninja Turtle. Now from here, we're going to try to get access to this tower. There's 3 turtles that you got to hit. They're like mystic turtles. Essentially, you get into the tower and it gets you a memory stone. That's the big thing. Useful for casters, not so useful for us. So what we're going to do is I'll pick up after the tower sequence is over. Alright, so memory stone's been dealt with. Now we're headed to a cave. I fought a couple of guys. One gravity guy like we fought on the beach before. He didn't drop anything good though. But this is where we're headed next. So we'll open this door. And this will drop us, I can't remember what this place is called, but it's a catacombs. Essentially, yeah, the Impaler's Catacombs. So I was like, ah shit, that's a very ominous title. But it works the exact same as any other catacomb, so we're going to skip right to the boss here. Alright, so went through the entire dungeon, not really a big thing, more imps, and then the lever. Here we go to fight the next boss, boss number 7, the Erd Tree Burial Watchdog. Now if you're confused because, hey, didn't we already fight this at boss number 3? Yes and no. So like I said before in that fight, there's going to be multiple of these guys. There's also a shitload of imps in here with these guys too. And you can see they pretty much wrecked my skeleton guys for me. One of them is dead. The key here for me was to focus on the imps first. And then after the imps are all dead, then I can focus on the road tree guy. Because these guys will throw knives and shit. Luckily, that guy's over there killing my last skeleton, giving me time to deal with his buddies, which I just barely killed before he activated on me. Now, I can't summon them again, but you see my one skeleton gets back up, and I try to save him, but he gets got right there. I almost die, so I roll out. This version spits fire, so, you know, I kind of got to dodge him with that, and then it's just a matter of just beating the hell out of him, dodging his attacks, which are fairly scripted, but at the same time, if you don't dodge in time, you're going to have a bad day. It's just like any other game, any other boss fight. Top off there using the physical, the flask of wondrous physical. And then I got a little greedy there, but it worked out for me that time. When he spits fire, now is a good time to heal. When he's doing this, he'll track you with movement back and forth, but he won't advance. So if you need to heal, I would wait for him to spit fire. I think he gets me with this hit. Yeah. So I roll back, chug real quick, and then he does this little floaty thing. Those are the easiest for me to avoid for some reason, until that happens. I got cocky, rolled bad, and ate it. Now you can see I'm almost out of flasks. I got one left. I got a little greedy there, but again, it worked out for me that time, and I dropped it. Do my victory dance, and I got demi-human ashes. So another summon that we can use at some point. And honestly, we might have to dump some points into FP use. But that's something we'll worry about later. As for now, this is the end of the episode. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, guys.